Hey guys, what's up? Got a question sent in from Isaac about an odd situation where it's almost like, am I in check? How can I be in check? And says this situation is been a bit confusing. So it's a relatively short game. It's quite an interesting game actually. So we'll just go through it and we'll get to that situation and just explain what's actually going on. So we've got an e4, e5, bishop's opening with bishop c4. Then the knight now comes out to attack the e4 pawn, which is currently undefended. Isaac now pushes d4, attacking this pawn, but this pawn is undefended. So he could have knight takes, we take, that's possible. But if black here takes, no, I guess it's defended by the queen as well. So we do have knight takes e4, pawn takes e5, and then queen out to e7. Attacking this pawn, pawn is undefended. We can't really attack the knight with our queen because after queen takes, we can't take the knight, and then queen takes queen. I think knight to f3 makes perfect sense here to defend the pawn. Also preparing to castle. That's what Isaac plays. Good job. Knight c6 and castles. Good. But this position has been seen a few times. Obviously, we've got now two attackers on e5. But black does have an awful lot of stuff on the completely open e-file. So I think without any doubt, I would play rook e1, of course. Rook e1, we're attacking this knight with, should knight number 1 move, knight number 2 is then attacked twice by the rook and the knight. Also need to be aware that this is hanging, so actually knight takes bishop is probably the best move here. Black misses that and plays, so in fact, instead of, you might be better here to drop the bishop back or queen to one of these squares maybe. Again, developing a piece. Also, like for example, queen here, you know, we're threatening there, which is currently defended twice. But we have rook e1. You can see now, if rook takes there, we've only got the one attacker and we can't take the knight. So I think that was a blunder from black not to take the free bishop. Okay, we take the knight, queen recaptures, yes. And now, the move would be f3. You know, anytime you've got a pinned piece, so this knight is pinned because the rook's looking at the queen, right? If you've got a pinned piece, say, can I attack that piece one more time? Well, bishop to here would attack it, but it's defended by pawn and then queen, okay? So bishop takes, knight, pawn takes, there's no advantage. So can I attack it with a pawn? Well, yes. Pawn to f3 attacks the knight. Knight can't really move. Okay. And also notice knight's on a light square. Our king is on a dark square. Therefore, there is no possibility of the knight moving with check, because the knight has to move to a dark square, after which it's only looking at light squares. Okay. So here f3 I think is a missed opportunity. This is also attacking the knight, right? However, look, they take our knight. We go, haha, we take your queen. You know, it's risk of knight takes queen, but then black is actually in check as well, so it's kind of okay. Queen now moves, and this is key because he's threatening check here. King moves into the corner, so it's not checkmate, but also threatening the undefended bishop. All right, so maybe dropping the bishop back would also have been a good idea. But remember earlier on, if we'd moved our queen out, there wouldn't have been any of these issues as well. Queen now drops back down to here, okay, allowing queen takes f2 check. And this is where we get into the confusing situation, because the king's in check, yes. The king is also looking at the queen and could capture the queen were the queen not defended. Well, the queen is defended by this knight here. However, this knight here is actually pinned by this rook here, okay? So that's the confusion, right? So what Isaac's saying is, why can't I just take the queen, right? Because the knight is not actually defending the queen because the knight would be in check and you're not allowed to put yourself in check. Well, that is the answer to the question. You can't put yourself in check, right? It's almost like, well, in theory, the knight could take your king and that's the end of everything because, you know, even though white could capture the king in theory on the next move, doesn't matter. Right? You simply cannot move into check. It's against the laws of the game. Okay. So now from here we have king h1. Bishop now blocks this. So we do actually have 3 attackers on this knight now. So Isaac takes with the bishop, pawn takes. Well, I mean, rook takes is very tempting, but also knight takes hits the queen. We have knight takes hitting the queen. Queen moves up, and that's a lovely move. All right, instead of going, well, in fact, the knight here is defended, right? But another developing move, hitting the bishop. Now, bishop can take here because there's actually technically 2 attackers, and that is what happens. But then after knight takes, discovered check, and there we see the power of the rook on the open file. Yeah, beautiful. King goes to d8, and now, puzzle time. What is the final move of the game? It is knight to f7, checkity mate. Nice job, Mr. Isaac Fisher 01. Well done. But yeah, I hope that has satisfactorily answered your question, right? You are simply not allowed to move into check, and that's the end of it, right? Let's say we take here, it won't even let me do it. It says, it's illegal. Das ist verboten. Das kann man nicht tun, you know? You can't do it. Forget about it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The knight is pinned. So the knight can't move. So the knight is not really defending the queen. But that would still be check. That's the problem. And it's just illegal. So there you go. All right, I hope that's cleared things up for you, pal. If you guys have any other questions like this that pop up, just, drop me a line. Isaac sent me a message on chess.com, but you can leave it in the comments or whatever. Love to help out. So thanks for watching. I'll see you soon.